But I am working, words are so freaking hard. So it's Thursday night, and I am heading out tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning! Wow. I love how all your pictures of you are creepy. It is so freaking cold. Hello everybody, my name is Kelsey, and we're about to get very, very nerdy with week 2 of Believathon. It is Monday, the start of week 2. I'm working from home today and tomorrow. This month is just weird because we're starting to get into the holidays and like schedules are weird and lots of last minute vacations and meetings and stuff. So like I'm gonna be in and out of working from home for literally the rest of the month. But I'm working from home today and tomorrow, so I'm very excited. I'm hoping to get a lot of reading in. Because like if you guys saw last week's vlog, it did not go according to plan. I went down a historical romance rabbit hole. I blame Bridgerton. Let's just be honest. So I'm bringing a book into this week. We are bringing Risked by Margaret Patterson Haddix. This is the 6th in her Missing series, which is like a sci-fi series that has historical elements to it. And I'm loving it so far. I'm on chapter 5, which is 40 pages in. I do have this on audiobook, so I'm planning on plowing through this in the next couple of days. And then I was talking about starting the Castle of Tangled Magic, but I'm not sure, like I'm excited about it, but I'm not sure I want that one. I'm kind of feeling this one just because, I don't know, I'm in the mood for it, you know. It's a lot of short stories. I feel like I can get through it relatively quickly, but also, so this week is going to be a fun week for you guys because this upcoming weekend, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, is YALLFest. And if you guys have been on this channel, you guys know that I am obsessed with YALLFest. Me and my best friend Lauren go to it, well, almost every single year that we've known about it. Like, not every single year it's been in, like, happening, but, like, for at least the last four years, I want to say. So we're going again this year. I'm very excited, and Suman Chainani is going to be one of the people that is there. We're having a very chill time this year because there's not a whole lot of people that we immediately need to get like things signed. Like we want to wait in line for them because A, they've been there before and we've already gotten them signed, or they're just like new people and like those aren't books that we're, you know, relatively interested in or haven't read a whole lot by the other author, or, you know, whatever reason. But Suman Chainani is one of the ones that we're gonna go wait in line for. Lauren's waiting for me because I'm obsessed with him. So we're gonna go see him, and then we've got a couple of panels that we're gonna go to, but most of the time is pretty chill. So obviously I'll take you guys with me. I've vlogged it as long as I've had this channel. I really want to say my very first vlog ever was maybe YALLFest. Maybe not. Maybe it was my second vlog. But he's going to be there. So it would be kind of cool just to have read this one as well. I'm not sure if I'm going to bring this one with me to try to get signed. I don't remember. Sometimes they have a 3-book limit. Sometimes they have a 4-book limit. So it depends on that, since this Wolf and Eagle series is 6 books long. So I'll have 3 and Lauren will have 3. Either way, I think it'd be kind of cool to have read this one since this is his most recent one, and anytime he'll be on a panel, he'll be talking about this. So I think that would be really cool. Plus, I don't know, I have just this urge to read this recently. So I think I'm going to pick this one up physically in the next couple of days or so, and then we will get to this one. Because it's not like I don't want to read this, because I do. I'm very interested in this, but for some reason, Beasts and Beauty is calling my name. So I think we might start this one this week instead. But that is really my only update for you. I need to continue reading this. Beyond YALLFest, there's not a whole lot of crazy plans that I have. I need to do some editing today so that I'm prepared for the videos for this week so that I don't have to stress about them. But yeah, that's really all of my plans. I'm trying to get into this one more. I'm discovering that I like the stories. I've always loved them, but the audiobooks that I have from my library, I think the narrator annoys me. I think is what the problem is, because it's making me not want to pick it up, and I don't have time to read this physically, so I have to read this audibly. So Yeah, I think the audiobook narrator is not great. He's really annoying. It's almost like, it's kind of patronizing and like the way he's talking, because he's supposed to be the super young kid in middle school, and I don't know, just the way he talks is kind of almost patronizing. Patronizing? He talks down to the reader, basically. But it's a time period that we're following in this one that I love, so I'm really excited to continue with this. I need to do a few things around the house. I need to officially switch out my wardrobe. I said that last week, but I don't think... I partially did it, but I need to continue to do it. And yeah, that's really my plans. I don't know what this video will be. It might be boring until the weekend. Once we get to the weekend, it'll be very exciting, I am sure. But yeah, stay tuned. I'm planning on reading only middle grade this week so that I can actually get a good chunk of my Believathon TBR started, or like out of the way. Like, I'd love to get through half of it, so at least 3 this week. That would be ideal. So we'll see what happens, but come along for the ride. I'm not sure what we're gonna do, but it's gonna be fun either way. The lighting in this room is horrendous. I do apologize. I did not feel like setting up all of my lights just to do a fancy update. So, pardon the grossness, but I do have some updates for you. Oh my goodness. So it's a Thursday night. I am going to head out in the morning for Y'all Fest. I'm very excited. Pretty early. I think I'm going to meet up with Lauren at like the halfway point kind of between us. And then we're going to take her car and we're going to go from there. But yeah, lots of driving tomorrow, and then all of the fun stuff really happens on Saturday, and then we'll head back Sunday sometime. But I'm very excited because we didn't have it last year, obviously, for COVID reasons. So I'm very excited about this year. Plus, they're being like super safe. Like, you have to bring your vaccination card, and they'll give you like a specific wristband, or you have to get tested, like 2 separate tests within like the last week if you want to do it that way. Lauren and I have both been vaccinated, so we're doing it that way. And then everyone will be like masks. I don't know. I just feel very safe about it, and they're having like a limited seating when they're in like the big theater when they do all their panels. But we only have a few things planned, so it'll just kind of be like very chill this year. I don't know what's going to happen. Anyway, I'm not here to tell you about that quite yet. I'm here to tell you about the things that I've read because I finished 2 books. Yes, I know. Remember last week when I didn't do anything? Yeah, now I finished 2 things. So on Monday? No, yesterday. I finished both of these yesterday. So yesterday night, I ended up, or actually technically yesterday, early AM, I finished Beasts and Beauty, Dangerous Tales by Soman Chainani. I ended up giving this one 5 stars. I adored this book. So this is quite literally what it sounds like. It's a collection of fairy tales. Now I say fairy tales loosely because like Peter Pan's in here, and technically that's not really a fairy tale. It's like its own separate thing. But there are 10 fairy tales, I want to say, in here, and they all are twisted in some way and made a little bit more dangerous. So this, I would say, is really good like bedtime story, like as far as the storytelling aspects of it, but like for older kids, just because some things are a little, you know, tougher. However, the diversity in this book is phenomenal. Like, you've got cultural diversity, racial diversity, sexual diversity, like literally so much is in this book, and I loved the representation and watching it and seeing all of these different cultures and all of these different, you know, stories that you would expect are very much told from a very white lens, and now they're given a little bit of a twist. And I loved it. Like, Snow White was black. That was fantastic. I loved everything about this. I loved his writing. I've always loved his writing, but he has a fantastic way of actually making this feel like it was written orally. Now that sounds weird, I know, but like, I did listen to the audiobook of this, which, fun fact, is the same, at least the one I found, was the same person who did the entire School for Good and Evil series. Her name is Polly Lee. I love her. And so she did this one, and it phenomenal. Lots of nostalgia, almost, while I was reading this. But he has a way of writing it, so like, even if you're not listening audibly, it still sounds like you're being told this story by a fireside. Like, it's just, he's got that way of writing. One thing that it didn't annoy me because, again, I was physically reading while I had the audiobook in my ear, but he doesn't use quotation marks in this, in the sense of like, you can tell who's saying what, but it's like the sentence, comma, said so-and-so. And so like, you can figure out if you're paying attention what's going on, but I can understand why that would annoy some people. But it didn't bother me because, like I said, I did listen to this audibly, but also it really had I don't know, it just made it more of that storytelling, it's being told, like you're sitting there listening to the story kind of feel to it. So it was definitely a stylistic choice, and I think it worked really well, in my opinion. So I loved this. Like I said, 5 stars. I loved this. I plowed through this in 2 nights. I purposely read it. This one was on my personal TBR for like sitting in one place to read it the entire time. Like, you don't have to do it in one sitting, but I have to be in the same place the entire time I was reading. So I chose my bed, and I read it before bed for like a couple of nights, and I just plowed through it, and it was fantastic. So first thing for Believathon done. I don't remember what this was in for. Anticipated release, maybe, but I adored it. I adored it. I adored it. So that one was very well done. And then I finished up yesterday. I finished Risked by Margaret Patterson Haddix. This is like the 6th in the Missing series. I can't say too much again because it is the 6th in the series, and all of the spoilers, but I think this one 3.5 stars. I don't know if it was because the narrator sucked. Like, I'm gonna straight up admit, like, I was listening to this on audio, and I think it's the same guy I've listened to every time, but because there was such a gap between the last time, like the last book in the series and this one, oh my god, I don't know what it was, but he was so annoying. I just had moments, you know, like, I don't know exactly how I feel about it, but I didn't love it. Like, the plot itself was fine. It moved relatively quickly once I got into it, but I kind of had to force myself to get into it because nothing else was interesting me. Like, it was a time period that I enjoyed, but that still didn't hold my attention. However, I will say it had less obstacles plot-wise than many of the books in the past. Like, she is full of throwing twists at you so that her characters don't get to where they want to go quickly, and there's always something else that's an issue, and this is a relatively short book, and it kind of flew through them a little bit. So I'm interested to see where we go from here, because like I said, there is one big series-wide question we haven't gotten, so I'm very curious to see that answer because I want to know. Like, that's the reason I'm continuing to read at this point, is I need to know that specific answer. So it was okay. Like, it still had a good time once I got about halfway through it. Like, it still got 3.5 stars. It's a pretty good rating. But considering that the rest of the books in the series got either a 4 or a 5, I don't know. It was just, I don't know if it was just there's too much time between the last time I read it. I've read a few things. I haven't read a lot of middle grade since, like, the last time I read this, so, like, I need to dive back. I don't know, but it was just kind of okay. So, fortunately, I didn't love it, but that is 2 books down for Believathon. I believe this one was in for TBR Veteran. And I have started my next read, which is A Song for a Whale. I am on chapter 5, so about 20 pages. So there are a lot. Like, this is not a large book, but there's a lot of chapters in here. I want to say there's like 30-something chapters. Is that right? Oh no. The last chapter is 48. So there's a lot of chapters in this. So I'm enjoying it so far. This one follows a girl who's deaf. She's the only deaf kid in her school, and she learns about this whale called Blue 55 who speaks on a different frequency than other whales, so he can't really communicate with anybody else, and so she feels really connected to this whale because she also kind of speaks on a different frequency, aka the American Sign Language, and people are really bad at accommodating, I guess, to her. Like, people think they can speak sign language and they really can't, and there's a couple of, like, even in the first 5 chapters, I'm so mad at one of these teachers in here because she's forcing this kid, our main character Iris, to, like, look at her because she assumes that Iris is going to be able to, like, understand and just magically be able to hear or be able to read lips, and she can't do either. Like, reading lips is not something that all deaf people can do. Some can, but not everyone can do that. And so I'm so annoyed for her. So I'm very interested to continue with this series. I'm not sure where we're going to go. I think trying to remember when I finished this last. I believe that she has just recently discovered Blue 55. So I'm very curious where we're going to go, but I do have this on audio, so I'm planning on reading this on my drive to where, like, I'm meeting Lauren tomorrow, because the audiobook's about 6 hours, but I listen on 1.5, so 3-4 hours maybe, so maybe not the whole thing by the time I get to her, but I'll make some pretty decent progress. I honestly don't expect to do a whole lot of reading. I'm going to bring my Kindle with me because I've got an ARC that I need to read, but I don't plan on doing a whole lot of reading this weekend, to be honest, because I'm there to listen to authors and have fun. So yeah, that's really my update for now. I don't know when I'll talk to you next. I'm not sure if I'll actually talk to you at any point during the weekend, or we'll just kind of, like, show you the weekend and then we'll talk after. I'm not sure. We'll see. But I will talk to you when I talk to you. And y'all, I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Hi, welcome to Starbucks. This is Kathy. Can I help you?
Yes, hi. Can I get a grande hot peppermint mocha, please?
One grande hot peppermint mocha. Absolutely. What else for you?
That's it.
Honestly, 10 years, baby. 10th annual Y'all Fest. We are so glad
I'd do a quick update for you real quick. As you saw, we've had a day. We've done some fun things. We were just in line to see Soma Gianani. He was so nice.
He was a nice guy.
He was so nice. But what they're doing, wow, I can't hold this. So what they have this year is they've got a lot of like places for you to sign, and they've got all the panels, but they don't have any of the like booths where you would normally see like the publishers and like free stuff and stuff like that. They've done that very virtually this time, so there wasn't a lot of like stuff to do in your free time. So we've got a lot of free time right about now. The next thing is the closing panel, which is at 5.
Yes.
Okay, 5. And then there's a SmackDown, which is kind of like a big party thing, at 6. So it is 2:30, and Lauren found a used bookstore nearby, so we're gonna go check it out and see what's going on.
Find all the good things.
I'm very excited. Yeah.
So, and then we'll come back.
And then we'll come back and do great things. So, thought I'd check it real quick. Let's go.
of the incredible Blackout, which I hope you have bought, and if you haven't, you still can, I believe, at Blue Icicle, including the spearhead of the project, Donnell Clayton, Tiffany Jackson, Nick Stone, Ashley Woodcock, and of course, co-lead author handler Angie Thomas.
Hello, friends. I am so cold. It's very cold today. And I'm gonna apologize in advance for if you can hear construction in the rest of this video. Not only do I live on a main road, they have now started construction on that main road, and they're literally putting up like guardrails in front of our house. So that's fun. Good times. So apologies. It's not really anything I can do. This is gonna be my life for the next probably 2 years or so. Anyway, I am here. As you can see, I am home. It is Monday, but I'm here to wrap up this past week because I got home last night and like passed out. I was exhausted. And I decided to wrap up today because, I just didn't feel like it. So this weekend was fantastic. I know I tried to update you a little bit throughout the time that we were there, but it was kind of different this year because of COVID. They were trying to be very restrictive of some of the stuff that they were doing, which I appreciate. But I guess for those of you who have never seen anything about Y'all Fest or have no idea what I'm talking about, it is a YA conference in Charleston, South Carolina that basically there are panels, there are signings, and there are a ton of other stuff that's there. And one of the biggest things is that they have booths set up usually with all of the sponsors, which are usually publishers or like a book subscription box, like the Bookish box is there. And so you go for like specific author signings, you have all of these panels to choose from. Like there's at least 5 or 6 every hour or so, because there's like 30 to 40 authors who are there this weekend. So there are tons of stuff to do. But this year is a little different because they didn't have any of the like publication booths. They literally had panels and signings and that was it. And so usually what these booths will do is they'll have like freebies and like free arcs and things like that, little things that come out throughout the day. They haven't planned, they announce them, and it's kind of like a mad dash free-for-all. So I don't love that part of it, but it's something to do. So there's always something to do. Whereas this year they didn't have that, so we had large chunks of the day that we were like, what the heck are we supposed to do now? Because like the things that we thought we had all this time to do aren't even here. They did them all virtually the week before. So we spent a lot of time just chilling, honestly. We went to a used bookstore, which you guys saw, which was really great. And we only had one person to see, like signing-wise, because a lot of the authors who were there, we had either not really read anything by them or hadn't been interested in standing in line for them, or had already seen them because they'd been there a few years before. And so the big one for us, well, the big one for me was So My Janani was there. And so I stood in line, and Lauren stood in line with me because she's a fabulous friend, and we got all of my School for Good and Evil books signed. And honestly, like, one of my favorite interactions with an author to date. He was so freaking nice. And I just, like, it felt like a conversation. It didn't feel like, oh my god, I'm fangirling over this person, and they're just trying to like calm me down. It was like we legit had a conversation. We were talking about the TV adaptation that they're doing on Netflix and how he's really excited about it and how he actually had like a hand in it. And there's going to be changes, but like obviously there's going to be changes because like books and film are 2 different mediums, and there are sometimes things you can do with books that you can't do with film and vice versa. And so he was just talking, he didn't tell me any of the changes obviously, but like he was talking about some of the changes and how he did have a hand in them, and he's really excited to see it. So it was a really great interaction. He was very sweet. I loved talking to him. Again, like one of my top favorite interactions. And so we went to a bookstore after that, and then we had some more panels, and then we left the next day. So I am at home, and it's time to wrap up this week. I got 0 reading done this weekend. I didn't even listen to my audiobook when I was going to and from in my car, because we kind of met and then we took her car. So I was gonna listen to, what was it, Song for a Whale. That's what I was reading, and I did 0 reading because it was too early in the morning when I went there. I was afraid I was gonna fall asleep, and then it was too late. I mean, it wasn't too late. It was like 5-ish, but, you know, it got dark within like 20 minutes, so it really felt dark. So I have 0 reading done, but planning on tackling that next week. But I did finish 2 books this week, so I did have a more successful week than last week. I did finish Beasts and Beauty Dangerous Tales by Soma Chainani, and again, I freaking love this. I gave it 5 stars. I thought it was so well done. Seriously, check it out. It's a good one to like dip in and out of because there are so many stories. You don't need to like read, like, it's not a continual story kind of thing. Like, you don't need to read one for the other one to make sense. They're all individualized. So I really enjoyed that. I really loved his take, and I think he's a very excellent storyteller, and I thought the way he wrote this was phenomenal. So that was a good one. I don't remember what that one was for, but it was for Believathon as well as my personal TBR. And then we did finally finish Risked, which is the Six and the Missing series by Margaret Patterson Haddix. This was on both my TBR and the Believathon at TBR, so I'm really excited to get this one done. I did think I gave this 3.5 stars is what I decided, because I was really iffy about it. So I'm excited to see where the series goes. I have no immediate need to pick up the series, but it's one that I will for sure continue because, again, there's one big overall question that hasn't been answered. So pretty decent week, a good 5-star, a good 3-star. I'll take it hopefully next week. I do have some reading plans for next week and some more time next week, so stay tuned for that vlog because I think there'll be a lot more reading. Fingers crossed. Well, you know, we'll see. But I hope that you guys enjoyed the chaotic mess that was this vlog. It was a lot. There was a lot happening. I was all over the place, and I hope that you enjoyed. But if you like this video, and I very much hope that you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe down below if you want to be part of this awesome growing family. I've also got all my social media down there as well as other fun bookish links, so don't forget to check all of those out, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!